Hello, my favorite people. This is Amber Fowler here with more fragrance for you. Today, we're going to be diving into the products that I have been warming in my home from Scetnsy, and then also a bunch of other products that I've been using for my home, for work, what I use in the car, and personal care as well. So you're gonna get a little bit of taste of everything. Since this video took me a bit longer, I went ahead and split this into two parts for you. We are gonna start with home fragrance. First thing that I have for us today is Honey, Citrus, and Shea hand soap from Kroger. This was only, I want to say, like $1. The scent was pretty strong. I could smell it pretty well, and it was very fresh, lemony on the citrus side. There was no description on this. I did look. It does say that it contains a moisturizer that helps smooth and soften skin, and that it's dermatologist tested. Paraben free as well. Pretty nice for $1 at Kroger. Not too bad. Can't complain. Next, in our kitchen, I usually use gel soap, and so this one comes to us from Bath & Body Works. This is their Cinnamon Caramel Swirl scent. This was so good. This has fragrance notes of gooey caramel, grated cinnamon, vanilla bean, and maple brown sugar. I think I had this in the wallflower in my previous video in February. And as a wallflower, it was nice. It was a little strong on the cinnamon and overly sweet. This, on the other hand, right from the first pump, my husband and I loved it. It was toned down quite a bit. Plus it had that freshness to it because it's in the soap form. It was just really pleasing and really nice. So highly recommend. And last but not least, in our master bathroom, I always put the Bath & Body Works foaming hand soap. So this one was Winter White Woods. And I know you're thinking, oh, that's going to be a really strong woody scent. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I'm more of the sweet and bakery type of scent lover. So why would I even buy this, right? I think I got this in a 5-pack. Came with all different wintry scents. I ended up loving this scent. My husband loved it too. And here are the fragrance notes so that you know. This is white birch, balsam fir, and snowy marshmallow. And I tell you what, that snowy marshmallow blew all the other ones away. It did. It was a very wintry scent with that sweetness of the marshmallow just like plowing through that birch. It smelled so good. And I don't know if this is a scent that is regulated in Bath & Body Works nowadays, but if it is, I will be buying more for sure because this was beautiful. Moving right along to our wall plug-ins. So we have 2 in our house, 1 in our guest bathroom and 1 in our bedroom. So I'm going to explain to you the one that's in our guest bathroom. And that one is a Febreze plug-in. It's just something you can get off Amazon, Walmart, things like that. I'll be putting a link to all of these products. Anything that's still available, you will have access to. You can just check it out in the description. This particular one, so this scent was a mix between fresh and cranberry. And I know I purchased this kind of way back. This was nice. I don't really like fresh scents, and I hate that they pair these all the time with fresh and then another scent. I wish that they would pick 2 scents, like maybe pine and cranberry. That would be lovely. The fresh scent on this doesn't tend to bother me so much. I'm not normally a fan of fresh scents as they are by themselves, but I don't mind this one. And then when it's paired with that cranberry, so how it works is it'll alternate between the two so that you never get nose blind. So that's why I bought these, and that's why I like them. I'm running out of them though, and I don't know if I'll replenish them or if I'll just go straight with some Bath & Body Works. I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll go with Scetnsy and put one of their wall plugins in. I have a few of them and I haven't tried them yet, but it is on my list of things to try. For the one in the bedroom, we use, and I know you can't tell just by looking at it because it didn't come with a label. This I got in a 2-pack. This is Marshmallow Fireside. Like, woo! Yes. Wow. And here's another one where that you think because it's Fireside, it's going to be really smoky and campfirey, and it is 100%. Yes, it is. but the marshmallow just performs so well, like extremely well. You wouldn't think that compared to campfire and then like this sweet little fluffy marshmallow that would even stand out at all in this, but it does. Again, it just plows right through. So even though it is more of that smoky, woody kind of a scent, that marshmallow really sweetens it up, powers right through that, and makes this so delightful. I will say, because these Bath & Body Works wallflowers tend to be really strong the first 2 days that you use them, it really smelled like our bedroom was burning sweetly for the first 2 days. But outside of that, it really did. It mellowed out, and I did quite enjoy this. I was worried because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it with that burny kind of a smell, but it ended up doing all right. The description reads, blended with toasted marshmallow, smoldering woods, fire roasted vanilla, and crystallized amber, it's warm, cozy, sweet scent perfect for fall, especially when you're craving the outdoors. I did not know that there was that much going on in this. Amber and roasted vanilla. See, I get that toasted marshmallow and smoldering woods. Those are what stand out to me. Woo, yeah. You smell the smolder, that's for sure. But again, like the sweetness, and maybe the vanilla helps that sweetness kind of power through it a little bit more, but overall, definitely like this one. I did bring out one of my wallflower plugins just so you can see what they look like. So it's called a wallflower, I'm guessing because they've designed this to be like a little flower tulip thingy looking top here. Essentially, you just like take one of these and just kind of like pop it up through here. You give it a little twist and it hangs there. And then you just plug it into your wall. Bing! Fragrance. And you leave it there until the oil's all dried up. And then you change it out for something else. That's how they work, in case you didn't know. All right, moving right along to our Scetnsy home fragrance. I've got a nice little stack of wax bars. We've got 8 that we've gone through in the past month, so let me share those with you. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that I am trying to plow through some of the older fragrances that I have. Some of them, maybe they're new to you. Some of them, actually, I don't think any of these are currently in the catalog, but some of them were in last season's catalog, so our winter of 2022, 2023. So anyway, let's dive right in. The first one that we used was Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. We used 3 cubes of this. Well, I've got 2 warmers in our living space, and I call it a living space because our living room, our dining room, and our kitchen and our main hallway are kind of all the same space. Got 2 warmers out there, one that we put 1 cube in and one that we put 2 cubes in. And I do that so that it helps to fill, because it's kind of a big space altogether. It helps to fill it out a little bit more. That's why we used 3 cubes here, but we both really loved this scent. It is described as fresh pumpkin garnished with cinnamon stick and a dollop of whipped icing. To me, this is just your classic cinnamon pumpkin and with a creamy twist. So you've got the pumpkin, you smell the cinnamon right off the back. That is the first thing that you get. But that whipped icing really sweetens this up and makes it just yummy and delightful. This is like a staple must-have for fall and winter. So keep an eye out. This may return in the catalog. It's upcoming fall and winter. So the next one that I used is one that's more fruity, and I did that on purpose because the pumpkin cinnamon swirl is more like bakery sweet. I wanted something that was going to be a little bit different so that I wouldn't get too nose blind to the scent in my home. So I chose Fairytale Pumpkin. And I know you're thinking, you just used a pumpkin scent. Let me tell you, this is not your average pumpkin scent. In fact, I don't really get pumpkin out of this. And I think it's white pumpkin that's in this too. And I'll read that description in just a moment. But we used 2 cubes of this, and the main reason for that is so that it would work out smoothly for future times that we use this bar, because like I said, I use 2 in the one warmer and then 1 in the other warmer. So I just use 2 in our main warmer. It's the one that's kind of more centrally located. And then that way, the next time I can go in, I'll use 2 in that warmer and then 1 in the other little warmer that we have too. So that's why. Fairytale Pumpkin is described as an epic fantasy of harvest pumpkin, midnight black raspberry, and a whisper of black licorice. So, okay, so it doesn't say white pumpkin, it says harvest pumpkin. Whatever pumpkin that is in this is more of your like walking outside in a pumpkin patch type of a scent versus like pumpkin pie, like you want to eat it kind of a pumpkin scent. But let me tell you, I really don't get too much pumpkin out of this. It does smell kind of harvest festival, like you're outside and there are like pumpkins and corn mazes, things like that around you. But the note that really stands out to me is this midnight black raspberry. It smooths into that pumpkin so well that you don't really get like pumpkin, but it's like creamy and delicious and not a very sharp black raspberry, mind you. And then that licorice, it's very faint to my nose. I, at first sniff, did not get licorice out of this at all. I was very shocked that there was licorice in here, but now that I know that it's in here, it blends with that black raspberry with that creamy harvest pumpkin to create this very unique, fruity scent. And I quite like this because it's unique. If you're a fruity fan and you're looking to switch things up a little bit, I do highly recommend this one. I do not believe that it's currently available, but it may be again. It was in the last catalog. Going back to that sweet bakery category, I went with cinnamon buttercream next. And I used 2 cubes in our main warmer. This one is so deceiving to me. Read the description before and I've smelled it just in the wax form and I'm like, to me, something doesn't add up here. When I think cinnamon buttercream, I think like vanilla bean buttercream with like a dash of cinnamon. But that is not what this is. There's a weird note in this, and I don't know if it is a bad bar. I don't think it is, because I feel like I bought another one and it smelled very similarly. But I thought maybe if I warmed it, it would smell differently, but it doesn't. It's not a sweet smell. There's something in this that's like flat and I can't put my finger on it. I think there's like mascarpone or something in the description. I'm wondering if that's what that is, but it's not this sweet and cinnamony smell. I don't smell cinnamon. I don't smell sweet. I smell whatever this like flat scent is. I'll just go ahead in with the description. It is described as Italian buttercream and creamy mascarpone scooped over cinnamon cake, combined sugar, spice, and everything nice. Oh, there is no cake. It's like a weird flat mascarpone cinnamon something. I'm guessing it's mascarpone. I don't know. I'm just picking out a note that I'm not familiar with and just throwing that out there. I have no idea. To me, this description doesn't match the scent. I don't know if I'll even be keeping this bar. I'm one who will give it another try before I make my final decision, but I'm not a fan. To those who like this, what notes stand out to you? And what about it do you like? That's what I want to know. Because that one wasn't quite as expected, I did choose another bakery sweet scent, and I went with pumpkin roll. Because I have a lot of pumpkin scents that I want to try to get through a little bit more of before spring and summer, because I don't usually warm pumpkin scents in the spring and the summer. I usually go more for the fruity kind of scents, so I'm trying to use them up while they're still good and while it's still a bit cold outside. So that's my excuse for pumpkin roll. But pumpkin roll is described as creamy pumpkin pie filling surrounded with yellow cake, pecans, butter, and spice. If you've ever made or bought a store-bought pumpkin roll, it's exactly what that smells like. It just smells like cake and that pumpkin puree, a little dash of cinnamon, and then that whipped swirled icing in the center. That's what pumpkin roll smells like. Now, it is a light performer, at least for me and my nose, because I am so attuned to like those sweet scents. I think they just tend to fade because I wear a lot of sweet scents and I have a lot of them around all the time. So I think I just get really nose blind with it. Take that with you what you will. I do still enjoy it, and it does give me a few hours of really delicious pumpkin roll. So I will still keep buying this one. Kind of switching back to more of the fruity type of scents. I went with a bar that I picked up at a Bring Back My Bar event. I want to say this was like late 2021, and that is Boho. So get this was a blind buy for me. I read the description and I was like, ooh, that sounds right up my alley. So I don't know that it smells exactly like what this description is, but I love it just the same. It is described as a bohemian fragrance of clove-studded winter apples entwined with juicy black plum, candied mulberries, and cinnamon sticks. And I'm thinking, oh, that sounds so fruity and delicious and wonderful. And while it is fruity and delicious and wonderful, this to me smells more like a personal care fragrance, something I would like to put on me, something that actually is a little bit nostalgic to me because it reminds me of my grandmom. Her home used to smell like this a lot. I'm not sure what in here is making that stand out to me like that, whether it's the plum, the mulberries, maybe, I'm not sure. I don't really get cinnamon stick. Cinnamon stick usually tends to be like a sharper, more woodier, heavier type of scent, and I don't get that at all. It's not a heavy scent, but there are dark berries in here, and by dark, I just mean it's not like this sugary, sweet or dark berries, but it's a light scent, if that makes any sense. I really like this, and I'm glad that I picked up a few bars of it because it is no longer available and will only probably ever be available with Bring Back My Bar. So if we ever get it again, this will probably go in my Scentsy Club. It's just unique enough to do that for me. So switching back to bakery, I went with Graham Cracker Crunch. And this one, we used 2 cubes. Oh, we used 3 cubes. We used 3 cubes. That's because it was ballin'. Like, this is so, so good. This one is already in my Scentsy Club. If you are a bakery, sweet, scented person and you like those sort of scents, this is graham crackers and icing blended together. And that's just what this smells like. It's very sweet and creamy. Definitely get the graham cracker. It's described as caramelized graham cracker layered with crunchy peanut butter and creamy vanilla bean. I didn't even know that there was peanut butter in this, but it totally, I get it now. The vanilla, the peanut butter, the graham cracker, oh, it just blends all together. It's like you threw all of that into a blender and you blended it all together. And now you're like eating this delicious spoonful of that concoction, and it is making my mouth water. It smells so good. Next up, we used Pink Haze. So I don't remember exactly where this fell on the fragrance wheel, whether it was in the fruity category, maybe it was in the bakery. I'm trying not to look at the notes as I'm saying this. Maybe bakery? I feel like they've put other things in bakery that don't make sense to me, and if they put this in there based off of the description, it wouldn't surprise me. This is not a scent that I would want to even taste or feel tempted to eat at all. Pink Haze is defined as a sweet confection of berries, nectarines, and vanilla-laced whipped cream nestled in marshmallow fondant. So you think this really sweet and slightly fruity scent? This scent is lovely and it's pretty. It has that perfumey quality to it, but it is not sweet like you want to eat it. And I don't get fruit out of this at all. I'm actually quite surprised that there's no florals in this, but it is a bit cloyingly sweet. Like it's a bit much. So whenever we use it, and you can see there are 2 cubes missing, we've used this twice now. I only use 1 cube at a time, and that goes into that one warmer where we only put 1 cube in it. We do that for a reason, because I don't want this to be like blaringly strong in our living space. But having that 1 cube, when it's warming, it's not cloying. It's cloying when you smell it from the bar. Having it be just the 1 cube, I think, really helps to tone it down a little bit. Get like a hint of this sweet, pretty smell, but it's not like this in your face, like somebody's got strong perfume on, nothing like that. If you're like me and you like scents like I do, then you'll want to scale this back a little bit, and you can still probably enjoy this too. I mean, I know I enjoy it. I just don't love it like I love other scents, and I wouldn't go out and buy another bar of this. That is Pink Haze. The last bar that we use, I've actually got it warming right now, is Sweet Cream Spice. Oh my goodness, this is so good. This lives up to its name. It's sweet, it's cinnamony, and it's creamy. It smells like you're baking something, like undistinguishable, maybe something light. My husband said that it smells like pancakes. I guess I don't know that I agree. Maybe just a little bit, with like powdered sugar on top. It's creamy, it's sweet and spicy. That's all you need to know. It's in the name. It is described as vanilla bean and nutmeg swirled with frothy milk. Really, really good. The projection is really good, and it's making our home smell so, so good. We're on day 2 of it now. Weekend day, so it was going all through the house yesterday, and now it's going through again, and we're just using 2 of the cubes. Pretty good. So that is it for the wax, but we are not done talking about Scetnsy. So let me tell you about what I have been using at work. And as you may or may not know, I have a mini fan diffuser at work. It's a Scetnsy product, and I use pods. So the pod that I used is Cozy Vanilla and Pumpkin. This is described as fresh harvest pumpkin and warm cozy vanilla, finished with a sprinkle of sparkling cinnamon. So when I read that, I'm thinking, okay, like a creamy pumpkin with sweet vanilla swirled in there, sprinkle of cinnamon, like this is gonna be something like I'm gonna want to eat, like, oh, vanilla and pumpkin. I'm thinking like I picture a white chocolate drizzle on a pumpkin pie. I don't know why, but that's what I pictured. It does not smell like that. It's very pleasant, but it definitely does not smell as gourmand as I thought it was going to. When it says harvest pumpkin, it is like outdoor dirty pumpkin. Like it's not been claimed and prepped for eating. It's just straight, you're in a pumpkin patch. And the vanilla does make this sweet, but it's not gourmand. It's not like something that you want to eat. It's just sweet and pretty vanilla with that earthy outdoor pumpkin. And so it makes an interesting combination for sure. And it's still really nice. And I still really enjoyed using this. This still got me a lot of compliments in my office of people stopping by and asking me what this scent was. I had somebody say that it was more cologne-y. I don't get cologne out of this. Maybe a perfume. I would wear a perfume that smelled like this. That's not necessarily what I thought about when I smelled this. It just wasn't sweet to eat like I thought it was going to be, but it was still nice and pleasant and enjoyable. So super happy about that. I'm actually about to wrap up my next one. You'll see that in my April video. We haven't talked about car fragrance yet. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. I haven't really found anything that works best for me in terms of car fragrance. I thought that getting some Bath & Body Works products, it was going to work out really well, and it kind of doesn't, and I'm a little disappointed. But I've heard of people using those mini fan diffusers in the car, and they'll just put these pods like right in the car. And I can see where that would really project a lot of scent. So those mini fan diffusers, they have a USB cord. So you could just plug it right into any USB port that you have, whether that be in your car or an attachment that you can get to plug into a cigarette lighter, something like that. So I hear those are great. The thing with that though is you will want to make sure that you take this with you. You do not want to leave this in the car. It's filled with these beads, and these beads melt. So if your car is hot or left anywhere in the heat, they will melt and you will have a mess. So if you're planning to use that in your car, which I think would be a great way to get the scent throughout your car, just make sure that you carry this on you with you outside of the car. Just throw it in your purse or something, and then your purse can smell nice. But I am currently using Bath and Body Works, and I will need to try out the pod in the car for myself so that I can give you firsthand experience on that. But I use these car fragrance fills, and I don't have any of the little holders for these currently. I had bought quite a few of them. I think they're like 3 for $10 or something most of the time. So I'm stocked up on a few of them thinking, okay, well, it's Bath and Body Works, so it's gonna make my car smell good. And it does, like when you initially put it in there, but then you don't really smell it like at all. And it takes like months for them to kind of get dried up and used up. And for all that time, you just don't smell it. It just feels like I wasted some money, but I have them, so I'll probably use them. But just smelling this right now, I can still smell this scent. So I used pumpkin apple, and I bought 2, so I can show you what the label looks like here. The description for pumpkin apple is hashtag Team Pumpkin meets hashtag Team Apple for the best of both fall worlds. Fragrance notes include red delicious apple, fall pumpkin, fresh ground cinnamon, and clove buds. In terms of scent, pumpkin apple is one of my hands down top favorites. Like, it is so good. And I think the description really brings it together. It's apple, it's pumpkin, it's spices. It's a perfect fruity and spicy fall scent. So it is really good. And I did actually put this up probably like October or something like that. And I just pulled it out a couple of weeks ago. I've got something else in there now, but yeah, in terms of longevity, I mean, you smell it off and on. It kind of depends too, because if you've got it on your visor or if you got it plugged in next to your vent, I find that the ones clipped onto the vent actually project a lot better. And that's because air is literally pushing out of it and forcing it to hit your nose. Whereas when it's on the visor, I just felt like I didn't smell it at all when I used the visor clip. So now I have one that clips onto the vent. And if you're not blasting hot air through that vent during the winter time, like me, I have the heat kind of blow up from the floor. I don't usually put it so that it's angled at my face, which is where I would want my cool air in the summertime, because it's hard to inhale hot air blowing on your face. So I found like that didn't really help me out in the wintertime either, but I'm looking forward to spring, summer, blowing that cold air on it. I know it's heat activated, I think is what the lady at the store said. So I don't know if cold air will make a difference with that or not, but I figured some air pushing past it can't hurt regardless. So we'll see. I will let you know when I know, but that is what I've been using in my car. Whew, so that is all home fragrance. My goodness, there is so much. Guys, thank you so much for watching. That was part 1 of 2 of what I have been warming using in March. Like the video, subscribe. I'll catch you in part 2. Bye.